Go to this computer. Okay, so before I say what I want to say, I almost completely scratched the title of this training and did something different. And then I was like, well, what's the title? Okay, it's adding and connecting. But really, honestly, it's just going to be mainly adding via connecting with people. But we're mainly going to be talking about how to add people to your list, to your network via Instagram. That's what we're going to do today. There's so much, it's like there's so much that I want to teach you with Instagram. It's so crazy, and it's so hard for me to like break it into bite-sized, easy to chew pieces where you don't all like panic because I just like fire hydrant hose information at your face. But I will say I am super excited to be able to chat with you guys today, but I want to make sure you remember that what I'm teaching you right now does you no good if you didn't watch the first coach charge I did about first impressions being earthing. So that was 2 weeks ago. So you need to go back and watch that. It was called Instagram Your Brand. And that's very important because nothing I teach you today will work if somebody comes to your to your page, to your bio and your picture and the first 9 pictures of your frame. And if they come there and they don't like what they see, you adding people isn't going to do any good because they're not going to actually click the follow button, right? So that's important. That obviously your stories and what we talked about last week, because again, if somebody's following you because they loved who you were and what you stand for, and they're like, ooh, this person seems interesting. And then all of a sudden they look at your stories and they're nothing to do with you, right? They're not the experience. They're not enticing. They're not the reason why the person followed you. Then they may click the unfollow button. So make sure that if you really want to use Instagram, and use it right, that you watched the last 2 coach charges that I did. This one is about connection being key. So connection is key. If there's anything that you take away from that, or from this tonight, it's that connection is key. What most of you think Instagram is this the visible part of Instagram. Growing your brand and making posts every day, creating content, right? Getting pictures, writing the commentary underneath it, doing your stories. When somebody comments on your post, you commenting back to them. You should be doing that. And then we'll have a whole thing on hashtags. But long story short, that's the visible part. That's what people can see. They can see you make a post. They can see you do a story. They can see you comment back to somebody in the comments, and they can see you post hashtags with your post. That's the visible side of things. The BTS, what's BTS? Behind the scenes. If you are not doing the behind the scenes work, the adding, the connecting, and the direct messaging, which we're going to talk about not on this call, but at least if you're not doing these 3 things, it does you, this is what I was telling you the other day, it does you absolutely no good to spend all of your time posting and doing curating stories, you know what I mean? Like creating stories and walking around and sharing your day. It does you no good to do the visible stuff if you're not doing the behind the scenes. This is where I got to a breaking point in my Instagram life where I said, I either have to drop Instagram because I've been posting for 3 years and not one person have I helped from Instagram. Now, one person has even asked me for help from Instagram. So either I have got to do this behind the scenes work, right? Or I got to let it go. And I am going to be honest with you today. Some of you may hear this stuff and your brain is going to be like, oh. My challenge to you is this. Remind yourself that you're your own business owner. You own your own business. This is what I do. This is what I've been doing. This is the research that I've done on how to build your Instagram without having a featured account. That's a whole nother thing. Without paying for people to share your posts so that you can get on their accounts. There's other ways to grow your Instagram. There definitely is. But I'm teaching you the organic way. The way that I've literally studied upon studied. I got asked from corporate, who did you learn your Instagram training from? And I laughed at them and I said, success leaves clues, my friends. That's all it is. That's all it is. Success leaves clues. So I'm teaching you the behind the scenes, and we're going to start this process. So it's not about you. When you do the visible stuff, your picture, your stories, you talking to people in the comments of your pictures if they respond, that's about you. You've got to take it off of you and turn it to them. You've heard that over and over, but how do you do that on Instagram? Well, you do it by adding people daily. It's about them. It's about the new people that you're going to bring to your Instagram who are literally handpicked to be the people that connect with you, the people who are drawn to, the people who have the same interests as you. I remember, and I'll just be completely honest, my team, when I was a 2-star diamond team, they sucked. They were not my people. And I always say the people that got me there, got me here won't get me there. It wasn't good. Do you know what I mean? Like they just weren't my people. And it was because I hadn't grown into myself yet, to be completely honest. And I was attracting people who were already in my life, not new people who had the same ideas and thoughts and likes and interests as I do. And as I've obviously evolved my business, my tribe has really truly been a tribe. It's the people who are like-minded like myself. And so I will tell you that some of you may feel like in your business centers, whether you're an emerald coach, a diamond coach, a 5-star diamond coach, that you need to rebuild because the people just don't get it. Well, this is where you're going to start finding people who get it. And you're going to find those people through hashtags, locations, people, and the search areas of Instagram. And optional, follow to get a follow back. I just want to sing like Gwen Stefani's like, ain't no holla back, girl. Anyways, I'm done. So I'm going to talk you through what this looks like. So this is my goal. I wish I even Googled, how do I get the screen of my phone to show up on my computer so I could share my screen and my life would be so much easier. And my mom brain was not calibrating all of the things that needed to happen in order to make that happen. So I took screenshots, okay? We're going to first talk about how to add people, because think about the situation. Power of threes is what? Power of threes. Power of threes means you add 3 people to your network every day. You do what? You connect with 3 people, not with Beachbody stuff, but just in general, you connect with 3 people every day. You invite 3 people every day, and you follow up with anybody you got conversations going on with. Okay. Some people, like Christy Marshall, do it on a weekly basis. So they add, 21 people per week. And so they do it all at one sitting. That's fine. I'm just saying, you need to be adding, connecting, inviting and following up daily. And if it happens because you do a mass rush on one day and then you're able to kind of continue it through the week, I don't care how you do this. But at the end of the day, you got to add new people to your network, meaning your social media platforms, or your business is going to stall out because you're not going to have new eyeballs on what you're doing. And I can tell you, reading GoPro, hear me out, reading GoPro is one of my favorite books, because in there's like one chapter that talks about why you have to go pro, meaning a professional person, a professional Beachbody coach never worries about running out of people to help. Ever. I do not ever worry about running out of people to help. And it's because I know that my job is to add people to my network every day. So how do you do that? First way, on Instagram, we're just talking about Instagram, searching hashtags. Okay. I talked to a few coaches and I'm like, I get it. I got to search hashtags. But like every hashtag I find is like, meh, meh. So I'm going to show you a couple ideas. One, you can put like trigger words. Mom is a trigger word. Okay. So you go over here in the search, you type the word mom, and then you make sure you type tags. Because if you don't type tags, it's going to give you the top tags, people, places. So you want to type in mom and type tags. And you'll go down and you want to find, if you find one like Mom Life has 16 million, okay? They always talk about, and you hear a lot of people talk about finding certain hashtags to use on posts versus hashtags to find people. I believe there's 2 separate. The ones that I use on my actual post, which we'll do a whole call on that, are ones that have like maybe 10 to 50,000 people using that posts on that hashtag. But if I'm trying to find and add new people, I can go to that Mom Life, that 16 million one, and search through it and see if I find people that obviously I like, you know what I mean, that I want to add to my network. But what I chose here, I wish I had a little line. I chose where it said hashtag mom fitness. It's about 50,000 posts on it, and I click mom fitness, and I'll tell you what I do once I click this, don't worry. But I find hashtags. This is all we're talking about, is finding hashtags. I'll tell you what to do once you find a hashtag you like, but I'm just telling you how to find them right now. You type in trigger words, unicorns, nails, okay? I'll keep going, I don't care. You know what I mean? You could do any kind of hashtag that is you. Do you like Fixer Upper? Joanna Gaines, okay? The Silos. You could do all kinds of hashtags. The hashtags are endless. It can have to do with cats. It can have to do with dogs. It can have to do with sneakers. Anything that you love, your interest. Coffee, hello. Sauvignon Blanc, hello. Date night, hey. Anything that you do, okay, things that make you, you search hashtags for. Because to attract the right people, you've got to attract people who what? Who are like-minded. I'm not a cat person. Not that I don't love Lex. Lex is one, and I'm glad that she's in my life. But people are going to follow Lex because Lex posts about Gideon, and Gideon's the coolest cat ever. So if I were to go and try to find cat people, none of those cat people would follow me because I don't have a cat, and I don't post about it. So it doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? Same thing with my dog. I have a dog, Izzy, but she's with my parents. She's not in my house. Therefore, I don't take pictures of my dog. So if I go try to find dog lovers, it makes no sense because I don't post about it on my Instagram. So for me right now, it's my mom life, that kind of stuff. So mom fitness. Once I come to mom fitness, look up here and it gives you related hashtags. So there's strong mom, active mom, things that you may not have found over here. They give you interest. And then if I click strong mom, there'd be even more hashtags as related hashtags for it. So there's a plethora of hashtags that can be searched via Instagram organically. But I will tell you something that we just found, and it makes me so excited. It's a website, all-hashtag.com. Okay, everybody should screenshot this or write it down. all-hashtag.com. This has been a game changer. So you go to this site on your phone. I don't know if you see over here in white, it says insert word to generate. I typed in mom. Okay, same thing that I just did on Instagram. Typed in mom. It gives me the top 30 hashtags for mom. Top 30. So Insta moment, okay, you got to filter because it has mom in it, moment, that moment doesn't work, mom, fit mom, mom life, moments, mommy, mompreneur, dance moms, doesn't really apply. Stay at home mom, okay, let me go look at that hashtag, okay. Mommy life, ooh, I didn't go look at that hashtag. Single mom, mom boss, mom who lifts, ooh, that's a good one. Boy mom, hey, that applies to me. So I can literally, mommy bloggers, hello, that's huge. So I can come in here. I literally have done this for travel. I've done this for unicorns. I've done this for coffee. I literally, any and everything that I enjoy. Now the problem is these are the bigger, the most, but it's not necessarily the biggest accounts. I want you to hear me. What this is, and again, I just found this probably 2 weeks ago. But it's not necessarily the biggest accounts. It's the hashtags that are most active, meaning people are currently using it right now. So a hashtag may only have 50,000 posts on it, but people are using it right now in this moment. So if I were to do hashtags for mom now and then do hashtags for mom tomorrow, they're going to be different because it's who's using that hashtag the most in this moment or similar hashtags in this moment. So if you need help finding hashtags that fit you, this is where I found it, and it's been super duper uber helpful, okay? Another way to find people, because we're just trying to find like-minded people, is the search. So when you go into your Instagram, in the same place where you would have found tags, you click places. I love this. Are you ready for this? I'm about to blow your freaking mind. If I just that day post a picture of my nails, you can bet your bottom dollar I go to places and I go to the nail salon, and my goal is to find people who have posted about that nail salon within the past week. Why? Because when they come to my page, they're going to see my nails. And I'm like, oh, homegirl's got cute nails, and they're likely to follow me. If I go on date night to Urbane, which I did last night. I went to places. I went and looked at people so that when they came back to my page, they're like, oh, wow, she's from Orlando too. Oh, that's cool. Follow. Okay, if I'm at Disney, if I go to a location whatsoever, if I'm there and I post a picture about it, that day or the next day, my searches are typically looking up places so that I'm attracting people who A, go to the same places as me, and B, those people, when they come look at my page to see if they want to follow me, they're like, oh, wow, we have the same interest. I wonder how this person found me. Ding, 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 ding. Like interests, okay? So you can search places. And if you don't want to search places you've actually gone to, why don't you search gyms? I literally typed in downtown Orlando YMCA, and everybody who tagged downtown Orlando YMCA in their pictures as their location shows up in this feed. And I can scroll and scroll and scroll and find people of like-minded interest as moi. I could do smoothie shops. Hello, they're drinking smoothies. Okay, so think of like, I remember one of the top coaches who uses Instagram, even if it talks about how she wanted to build a local team. She really wanted to build a local team, people who were local to her. So she would look up like the malls and shops at certain malls and things like that, that were local, restaurants, even if she hadn't been to them, that were local, hair salons that were local. Think of the places you would go, even if not regularly, that churches, people tag them. Do you know what I mean? Like people local that you would want to be in your fit family. Think of the locations, and then you can do a location finder, and literally thousands of people are posting that, and they're in your area. It's like the coolest thing ever. So you can find people through the location, through the places, search. You can also find people through public figures. Very important. I'm going to also tell you that everything I'm about to say applies to, hear me, applies to people you already know. Okay, so meaning I could do this with my friends. Let me check something. Did I do this? No. So I could do these exact same things that I'm about to show you with my friend Katie. Katie loves fitness. Katie will not become a coach. I'm fine with that. I could do that with Elisa. Elisa is one of my challengers. She loves fitness, posts about it on her page, will not become a coach. They're not doing it. And I love them regardless, both of which are in my challenge groups. I can promise you, I go to their Instagram page and I do this exact thing with all of their people. If they're not going to become a coach, but they're going to be talking about fitness on their page, you can bet bottom dollar I'm going to get in there and I'm going to become friends with their friends. That's what's happening. So how do you do this? You search people, okay? And I use public figures. I'm using Jillian Michaels right now because she's fitness. But guys, this is any public figure that you love. Justin Timberlake is a public figure, okay? I love me some JT. You could go music route. I keep using Fixer Upper, but it's because I love Fixer Upper. It could be a TV show. It could be a band. It could be, but it could also just be a person, a single person that you connect with, fitness or not, okay? Because you're trying to attract people who like the same things you like. If you love chefs or a professional athlete or something like that, like, it doesn't just have to be public figures. It could be a brand, Nike, for goodness sakes, okay? So you search for them under people, okay? Even if it's a brand, by searching people, you're searching accounts, okay? And then I found Jillian Michaels. So that's who I was searching for. You have to specifically search for somebody. So I searched for Jillian Michaels. And do you notice where it says 1.1 million followers? Guys, Instagram's not like Facebook. There is if somebody they have the individual right to have privacy, right? So everybody, if they want their account private, have to turn on their privacy settings. And quite a few people do, but many people don't. So I can see all 1.1 million of Jillian Michaels followers. I just click on where it says 1.1 million. Just click on it and just start scrolling and try to tell me there's not anybody out there that you are able to help. There's 1 million people following Jillian Michaels. Please tell me that you believe that there are people out there that have not that are just watching and they're not actually doing anything, right? They don't have a community. They don't have anything. I could say this for Tone It Up. I could say this for Kayla, whatever her name is. She's got some app of some sort. There's tons of public figure fitness people that, like, if you love lifting weights, follow people who are big, like in the weightlifting or bodybuilding or whatever it is that you enjoy. You can get to their accounts and see their people, all of them. If you're like, well, that's one option. Well, also you can go into their individual posts. So if they do a post, so somebody that follows Jillian Michaels but loves family, because that's what this post was. Jillian was posting about family and fun. So I now have 7,000 people who love Jillian Michaels, but who also support her being a family person. So I can click on that 7,000 and see all 7,000 people that clicked like on her post. I can go to her video that talks about a live fitness event that she's doing. Click on that 58,000 viewers. I could see all 58,000 of them, all of their accounts. There's people everywhere on Instagram. Everywhere. It's beautiful. And you can do the same thing on your friends' accounts. So I could go, instead of to Jillian Michaels, I could go to Katie's account. Katie's account would appear here. She's only got like 600 followers, but I could click that and then I would have access to all of her followers. Okay. I could find one of her posts, click the likes, and have access to all the people who like her post. I could click on a video. Same concept. It works for public figures, brands, as well as your challengers followers and the people who are in your circle of influence, the people who you are following on Instagram who aren't coaches. You can do the same thing for. It is freaking fracking amazing. And there's so many people. So I want you to know that there's so many ways to add. Okay, so what I just showed you is you can add by searching for the places. You can add by searching hashtags, or you can add by searching people. Deal? So your first step is to decide which one of those you're going to do that day or that week, whenever you do this. Because again, you're your own boss. Before Camden, I did this every day. Now I do it one big chunk a week. So I sit down for about an hour, 2 hours. I'm not playing around. When I show you what I do, I spend an hour to 2 hours doing this. I sit down for an hour to 2 hours once a week and manhandle my Instagram account and add everybody at one time. But before that, when I had time on my hands, so it just depends, before Baby Camden, I was able to do smaller chunks, like 20-minute to 30-minute chunks every single day. So you guys get to decide. But you have to decide how you will add, and then you have to start clicking. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this right here. Do you see all these follows? Do you all these people right here? I then start clicking on their accounts. I start clicking. I'm looking for people's accounts who are public. There's no point in you clicking on a private account. There's no point. Go find the people whose stories are public. They are out there. You're going to have to go search. You're probably going to have to go through quite a few of these accounts. Don't say, oh, well, this doesn't work. Everybody's private. Not everybody is private. You got to go through and just click their names, and you're clicking to see who's public, okay? So that's it. Now, once you've found a public account, you screen it. What does that mean? You first screen it by looking at their bio. Are they trying to sell you something? You will know it by them saying, either by like their link being like Herbalife. You will know it by them saying it because it'll say, get my shreds discount, and then it has a discount code in the bio. Do you know what I mean? You know in their bio if they're trying to sell you something, right? So you first check their bio. If their bio's bad, go back and then keep going, okay? If their bio doesn't look icky, then you do, I call it the 3-swipe rule. I'm going for 3 swipes to see if they're trying to sell me anything. So I'm going through 3 swipes on their account to see, are they holding, this is why Shalene told everybody curiosity marking, because people go to your account and do 3 swipes to see if you're holding a Shakeology cup, okay, as to whether they're going to click follow. So that's neither here nor there. But I will say I swipe 3 times to see, are they trying to sell me something? And if I'm not sure, if they're a Beachbody coach or not, because I'm like, ooh, that's a workout video, but I don't know if they're a Beachbody coach already or not. All I do is I click on it, I read the copy of one of their workout posts, and then I look at their hashtags. So does the copy say 21 Day Fix, whatever? Does the hashtag say Beachbody of any sort? And I screen their accounts. It's real quick. Bio, yes or no? If it's yeah, they're good, then I do 3 swipes. I try to look. And if I'm not sure if they're already a part of Beachbody or not, because it's a little vague, then I do what? I click on a couple of the workout pictures, or I click if they have a shake and I'm trying to see if they're like doing like incognito stuff, then I'll click on it and I'll read what they say. You know that we say superfood shake, right? Superfood, the healthiest meal of the day. You know, if you look at a bio and somebody says virtual health coach, virtual fitness coach, virtual trainer, they're probably already a coach. So just screen their accounts. That's my biggest things. I'm going to tell you. If you're like, ooh, this person's interesting, it doesn't look like they're a coach already, and they're not crazy, and they're not trying to sell me anything. Awesome. Move on to step 4. It's called 3, 2, 1. Like 3 of their recent photos. Don't be a creeper and like a post from 6 months ago. They're 3 of their current photos. I used to teach 1 comment, but now I do 2. I do like a comment that is truly genuine. Okay. I'm talking like if it's a self-love post and they're talking about like their journey, or they even just put a really pretty quote that was about self-love, you bet I'm in there going like, wow, I'm a new mom and this totally hit me. Like, thank you for sharing this. I know it's not easy to share your journey, but it makes me going through mine feel like I'm not alone. You freaking rock. I give them like a long, because when they read love this, heart, they're not going to come to your page. If you're like, you rock with a fist pump emoji, they're not going to come to your page. And by come to your page, I mean, I wrote a heartfelt thank you in their comments. Can you bet if they see that, they're probably going to click my name and say, who's this girl? And why is she following me? And they're going to click it and come to my page. Okay. And to see me, it's about curiosity. It's about getting them to come in, but being genuine. So I do 2. I typically do 1 genuine one, and then 1 that's like, love this, fist pump. Kind of do a little bit of both. And then it's an optional follow. So 3 likes, 2 comments, and 1 follow. You can only follow once, but I had to do 3, 2, 1. There is some things I'm studying about the number of people you follow versus those who follow you. So I haven't gotten far enough along to know what the logarithm on that is. But right now what I do is I follow everybody, because I know that if I follow somebody and they see it, they're like, wow, she liked 3 of my pictures, she commented, and she followed. Follow has to come last. Because think about you don't follow somebody first and then like their stuff. You're like, oh wow, that was a nice picture. Oh wow, that was a nice picture. Oh wow, that made me want to comment. Oh, I really like this person. Follow. It's how this works. So you follow last if you want. If you want your Instagram to be just the people that you like and the people that you know, so you can keep up with your friends, that's fine. But just like I did with my Facebook many moons ago, okay, it stopped being just my friends and family, and my Facebook became my network, right? It became my business. It became my storefront. My Instagram is my storefront. It's my business. So I don't just have in my feed people that I know. I have people that I'm connecting with, people that I want to be in my fit family. My future fit family members are in my Instagram feed. So I follow them. And that's just me. So, and then number 5, optional, is put that person on a list so you don't forget that you follow them. Because Instagram's kind of tricky. They don't always put these people into your newsfeed, right? Because it's, Instagram decides whose post gets put in your feed. So you don't want to end up following somebody and then forget that you followed them and never actually connect. Because this is just the adding process. It's not the connection process. So this is what I do. Does it have to be what you do? No. But this is what I do. And I'm going to talk you through one more piece of the puzzle, because it is Mama Bear telling you what I do and then allowing you to decide how you want to do this for yourself. I know that some of you are so busy. I know that some of you are so unorganized. I get it, okay? But what I also know is that there's a haphazard way to do this and a strategic way to do this. The people who are doing it strategically are getting 40 plus Success Club points a month. And those who are doing haphazardly may or may not sell anything ever from Instagram, okay? I'm okay if you try to do this haphazardly and it works for you. Wow! I love it. I love it. If you're a new mom and you're like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this strategically, just start and then you'll figure out the rest of it from there. Do you know what I mean? But I'm going to tell you that I go about it strategically because that's just my personality. But some of you will be like, Alli, this will steal all my joy. Well, then do it haphazardly. And haphazardly means you go through this and you don't put anybody on a list. You just keep adding people in and you cross your fingers and hope that they follow you back. Okay? That's haphazard. You cross your fingers and you hope. You don't know if they followed you back. You don't remember to send them a personal message. You just find these people, you love on them, and then every once in a while when their post comes up into your feed, you double tap and maybe comment on it again. There's a haphazard way to do it, and there's no shame in that game. But there's also a strategic way to do it. What I do when I find these people, I only do this when I'm sitting down focused, not when I'm feeding Camden, not when I'm in line at the grocery store. I don't add anybody unless I'm sitting down with my Google spreadsheet in front of my face, okay? That's just me. You decide. I write down, if everybody asks, like, what does my Google spreadsheet look like? It literally has 3 columns. The date that I added them, their Instagram handle, meaning the @ sign in their name, and then any notes. How did I find them? Did I find them through Justin Timberlake? Did I find them through Jillian Michaels? Did I find them through my friend Katie? Where did I find these people? And what are our common interests? Okay, you know what I mean? Like, where's the common interest lie? That's all I do. When I was busting it, okay, so this is before Camden. Right now, I'm doing about 20 a week. I'm going to be completely honest with the whole thing. When I was busting it, I was adding 20 people a day. I'm just going to be honest, straight up honest. You get to decide what that number is. You get to decide. I'm not going to decide for you. You decide. But I was putting down new names, 20 new names a day. But you could do 20 a week. You could do 20 a week and it'd be 3 a day. You could do 20 a week all at one time. Set your own goal. And I can't see the chat, but I swear when we finish, I will look at the chat and if there's questions, we'll answer at the end. But I put all of their names down, okay? Then for 2 weeks, so this is how my brain works. It goes on a 2-week cycle, okay? For 2 weeks, I make sure that each time I sit down, and this is why I did it on a daily basis, every day I sat down and I would go through and like try to connect with as many of those people that I had already followed as I had time for, okay? And I need you to understand, I worked this full time, worked it full time. So I could sit down for an hour every day just adding people to Instagram. You may not be able to do this. So you may be where I am right now and do it on a weekly basis. But for 2 weeks, I was connecting with people. And every day I'd go to their pages and I'd click like, I'd heart it, I'd comment, and I was trying to connect for 2 weeks with somebody. And after 2 weeks, if they weren't following me back, then we had to move on, okay? I will say that sometimes after 2 weeks, I'll send them a direct message. Sometimes on day 1, if you wanted to, like 3 likes, 2 comments, you follow them and then you send a direct message. You could do that all at one time. I feel like that's a little much. So what I do is a 2-week rule. I follow and I connect, and at the 2-week marker, I look back in that document to who was 2 weeks ago, and I send them a direct message. If after that point they don't talk to me and they don't follow me back, they're off my list. They're off my list. Because this is why I'm not doing this haphazardly. I'm not adding all these people and then letting nobody follow me back. I don't want the people who don't want me. I want the people who followed me back when they looked at my page. So how do I figure this out? Well, there's apps. One app is Insta Secrets. I haven't used that app, but allegedly it tells you a lot of cool stuff that you could use. I use an app called Followers Pro, and it's super simple. Super simple. You download it, you put your password and stuff in, and it gives you this home screen. How many followers you have, how many people I'm following, how many posts I've made. But you have to have thick skin. You have to have real thick skin. I have 1,600 people who have unfollowed me. If I, think about that. That's I have 5,000 new followers, but I have 1,600 people. And it's been a long time. I've never cleared this. So it's been for a very long time. But people who've come to my page and been nope, she's not my cup of tea. And that's fine. I talk about faith. I talk about things. I became a mom. Some people may not want to follow my mom journey, and I'm fine with that. But if you don't have thick skin and you have this app and every time somebody unfollows you, you cry, you need to delete it. Okay? I've had close friends of mine unfollow me. I was like, that son of a some of you coaches, I know that you unfollowed me. I see it. Okay? I'm serious. I'm like, well, that's not cool. But I have to have tough skin, thick skin. So you may or may not want to look at the unfollows if you are personally going through a journey of self-love. Because you got to have thick skin to be able to do that. But you can see your new followers. When you click new followers, look what happens here on the right. These ones in blue are people who found me. I'm not following them. So what's cool is these are even more people that I can go scope out their account and see, why did they follow me? Do they like me? Do they find me from a hashtag? Did they find me through a friend of a friend? Are they somebody that could be in my fit family that I actually want to follow back? I can see everybody that's followed me, but the cool ones are the ones in green. Those are the two people just now that I had connected with, that I found, right? And I clicked 3 likes, commented, and they actually looked at my account and clicked followed back. Yes. So even if I did that to 20 people, which I did to 20 people and I got 5 people to follow me back. That's why I do 20. It's because not all of them are going to follow me back. Do you know what I mean? And then once I keep posting, they may decide to unfollow me eventually, and that's okay. But it tells you who, if you look over here in the second phone, it tells you users who's blocked me, so that's great, but I know exactly who those people are. And then it tells me the people I'm not following back, which is a lot of people. But then it says, these 309 people are not, I'm following them, but they're not following me. So you could always click this button too and say well, if I'm trying to get somebody to add, if I want to add them, I'm following them, but they're not following me back. Why am I following them? Maybe it's for inspiration and that kind of stuff. Is Jillian Michaels really going to follow you back? Probably not. You know what I mean? So you can be following accounts that aren't following you back. But here's where it allows you to see, are the people that you're putting on that spreadsheet, after 2 weeks of connecting with them, after that 2-week marker, you send them a DM that just tells them, thank you. Wow, your account's so inspiring. I love to be around other mommies. I love to follow other accounts with awesome cats. I love to follow people who love unicorns as much as me. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? You can send them a message that just says thank you for posting, for sharing, for inspiring, for blah, whatever. And if after all of that, they don't follow you back, they need to be removed from your list and you move on. And that's how your list doesn't get too big. A lot of people are how do you have time to do this? Well, not everybody that I add is going to stay on that freaking list. Do you know what I mean? If I had 20 people a day, you're holy crap, Alli, that is a lot of people. Over the course of a year, you're telling me every day I've got to go through and talk to those people? No, because it's a funneling system. They're coming out of the bank. They're coming out of the connecting tab because they didn't follow me back. Okay, so at the end of the day, I know this is a lot, and I love you guys with all my heart. I just want you to chew on it. I want you to think about it. I want you to know that yes, you can post on Instagram. Yes, you can share stories. Yes, you can connect with the people passively who comment on your stuff, right? But if you're not adding new people to your Instagram, some of you guys have great Instagrams, but you're getting 10 likes, 3 likes. Some of you have been steady at 38 likes for the last 3 years. If your Instagram likes aren't going up, you're doing something wrong. You can't just be sharing to the same people all of the time. It should be a growth pattern that every 6 months you look back and you go, oh, there's more people liking my stuff than they were 6 months ago. Why? Because I'm adding new people who like what I have to offer to my page. Like-minded people. I'm connecting with them. And then at that 2-week marker, I'm sending a direct message to hopefully seal the deal if they haven't followed me yet. Because think about it. If you get a direct message from somebody, I know I do. I'm who is this person? I go to their profile and I look and I'm like, are they a coach on our team or are they somebody that's just following me? And I go to their account. If I like their account, I follow them. So people are going to do that to you. It's just the natural pattern of Instagram. So that's where the magic happens, is this behind the scenes stuff. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I got, team. That's what I got. So I knew Carrie was asking a question, but I was like, I couldn't say it. Is this all in one sitting, Alli, or over a few days? The 3-2-1. Didn't I answer that? I answered that. Where the 3-2-1. Oh, no. I do that all in one sitting. I like when I get to their page, I click like, comment, follow. Because what that does on there, if they were to go to their icon, they'd see that Carrie, what'd she do? She clicked like, comment, follow. Wow, who's this girl? She must really like me. Don't be that weird person that likes 18 pictures, because then they're, whoa, that's stalker. 3 and 2, that means there's 6. Like, think about it. Like, if you're looking at your phone, it would be 6 notifications. So that it spans like almost one full screen. If they were to look at their like behind the scenes, who's liked their post, who's commented on their post, if they were to look at that. And it makes it more likely for them to then in that moment click on your name to be like, who is this person? Where'd they come from? And that's why it's kind of cool to connect with your friends, because when they go to your profile, it will say also friends with. So like it tells you in gray at the bottom of your bio whose accounts you guys have in common. So like if I were going to my friend Katie's account and I connected with people over there, which is how I got Elisa, one of my challengers, I went over to hers and I was like, who am I not following? And when they see me and they come to my page, they go, oh, she's friends with Katie. She can't be too crazy. So it helps the cause, you know what I mean? Because there's a connection point there. That's my thoughts. So is there any questions, or does your brain just hurt really bad? I'm sorry, not sorry. Keisha's like, yes, my brain hurts so bad. Thanks, Alli. Thanks for making my mind hurt. Do you have to use Instagram? No. Do you have to do all of this stuff? No. Does it work if you do it right? Yes. But it's totally up to you. Okay? I'm out. That's all I got. That's all I got. That's all I got. That's a lot of all I got. That was it. 48 minutes worth. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I love you guys so much. Okay, if you need to rewatch this, you know that it will be posted underneath the picture, but also in the file section of either the Team Thrive Coaches or the Team Thrivers page. Underneath 2017 Coach Charge recordings. It's in there. So are the last 2 that were the Instagram your brand and stories. So they're all in there if you need to re-go through all of this again. Okay? Okay. Bye.